Welcome to the key to all of this with Tim and Dylan. I'm Dylan. Here's Tim.
What's up?
Hunt vampires with my grandkids. So this is a Star Wars podcast. This week we are going to talk about the possibility, and there's been a lot of rumors going around about this, but we're going to talk about the possibility of there being a Darth Maul series. I'm very excited about this rumor.
Oh, I'm pumped. So many times rumors have been proven to be true, especially now that Disney is actually proactive about the Star Wars franchise. Not to diss Lucas films, but they have maximized the potential of this franchise and this universe to an amazing degree. So I think if there's rumors, sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire. Or where there's smoke, there's burning Anakin sometimes, but mostly there's fire. So what did you hear online that prompted you to think that there might be a Darth Maul series in the works?
So I heard, this is going to be a little bit of a long little rant, but I heard that when Solo came out, there were talks of them doing a sequel, but it was going to be Darth Maul, Red Dawn, Kira, live action movie. But since the movie didn't do so well, they decided to scrap it for a little bit. Now that all these shows are coming out, we've got Mandalorian, Obi Wan, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, that they're now toying with the idea of doing an animated series as a prequel to Solo. That is what I've heard.
I have heard similarly, where fans got excited and thought that it might be live action, but that all the voices have returned for Ahsoka and Maul and I think one other voice. And so I think what we can expect is an animated show. But at the same time, I would be so hopeful that they would do a live action Maul show. Do a hybrid of Ray Park and the voice actor to just
Sam Witwer.
To do that, because I think that would be amazing.
Well, I don't think Disney wants to work with Ray Park anymore because of the Instagram incident from last year or the year before.
Yes. Well, I don't think that really was his fault. I think he accidentally not to get too
we don't need to get into what it was.
Thick of it. But yeah, I think that was more of an accidental thing, but who knows? Maybe they would reprise that. But
long story short, he brought his personal life into places it didn't need to be.
Yeah.
But also we saw that with Gina Carano bringing her personal life
and now
into things
I think she's presumably back, though. That they're working with her. Yeah, I think they're working with her again. I think they kind of waited a little bit, and now they're seemingly approached her again. So I think that we'll see, I guess, is the kind of approach to that. But I would love to see an animated series about him. He's one of the most captivating figures because, in this battle of good and evil, he's more, he's bad, but he's not necessarily Sith bad. He's not. He only has his own objectives, rather.
Yeah. So let's say the rumors are true and that it is an animated series, some of the voice actors returning, and it takes place before Solo. What do you expect from that kind of story?
I would love to see the rise of Crimson Dawn, one.
Oh, I've been calling it Red Dawn, like that movie.
Oh, yeah, Red Dawn.
Crimson Dawn.
Yeah, Crimson Dawn. Well, it's a shade of red. And I would love to see that, and I would also love to see his dogma change from being kind of Sith or vengeful against the Sith to more of like a business,
Hmm.
enterprise, because he becomes more
Yeah.
of a businessman. Like,
Hmm.
not necessarily like I'm going to kill the Sith or kill the Jedi, more like I'm going to be very rich.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to see. I mean, I want to see a flashback of him after fighting Obi Wan and Qui Gon. I want to see him
Oh
in
yeah.
two pieces and see how that led to being, him with metal legs.
Yeah, no, his little spider get up. Like,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't want the whole show to be that, but I would like to see just
Yeah.
a. I mean, also
The
in Book
whole
of Boba
show is
Fett, I
him
want to see
trying to
him
trying to
crawling
date,
out.
in
Hmm.
Manhattan
Oh,
in the
that would be
early
great.
'90s. A
Hmm.
half Sith, half mechanical spider. I
Hmm.
I would watch that instantly. Yeah, I think like I mean I thought the possibility too, if they ever did a live action, would be perfect for the Ahsoka series. Now I know we've talked about this before, but like I think the Ahsoka series is really going to bend time in a way that's going to be really interesting. Like, okay, side rant. I think a lot of art in a lot of movies and TV have dealt with like alternate reality stuff in the last like decade. I mean,
Hmm.
case point number one, the Avengers, and I think that the
Yeah.
World Between Worlds is going to play heavily in that series in the same way that we're seeing now with like a lot like Loki, and I think it's going to be very similar to that, and I think that it offers a real amazing chance to see a lot of Star Wars characters of yore come back into the fray. But I mean, that's just my personal wish. I don't think that's really reflected in the reality of the situation.
Hmm. So are you saying that in Ahsoka you could see Maul coming back in that?
Yes, if Anakin's coming back, I would see Maul coming back, because I feel like after turns to Darth Vader, that that her and Maul have a similar connection.
Hmm.
Where he's trying to be uh, kind of like a similar voice of reason to her and advise her, and that I think that she has connections to both of them.
Okay.
So that would be my guess, but I think you're right. I think it's just going to be a strictly animated series, but what fun that would be to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm expecting that's what we're gonna get. And they've been doing a really good job with the animated series. Um, I think Bad Batch took a little bit to get into, but also Clone Wars, Rebels, they all did.
Yeah,
And it took, season two, season three for to really catch its stride. But I think if they're going to do an animated series with Darth Maul, it's most likely going to be a one-off, probably like a one season,
yeah.
12 episodes, something like that.
And this could
But I could,
all be a all this news we've heard could all be a precursor to just Maul appearing in the Bad Batch.
mhm,
I mean, we all want it to be the Maul series, but it's a possibility. But I think
yeah.
it's a strong possibility that it is a Maul series.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think they'll end up doing that, and we'll get probably the beginning of Crimson Dawn, maybe how Dryden Voss got
Hmm.
connected with Kira and Maul.
Yeah, yeah,
But if it was live action and the rumors are not true, I would first of all like to see Maul return in Obi Wan.
yes.
I would love to see him in Ahsoka. That'd be great. But I'd love to see Crimson Dawn as Solo 2, which we've talked about in our Solo 2 episode earlier this year.
Yeah, it's so surprising that like the things we've talked about have kind of, in some form or another, come to fruition a little bit.
Hmm.
You know, uh, I think that especially with the Obi Wan series, like that's a possibility too. And the
Yeah.
Ahsoka series, that I mean, if Anakin's in there, Maul could be in there as well. Like,
Hmm.
you know, I think it's a real possibility. Just time will tell, I think. Um, I wanted more so for Ahsoka because I feel like Maul and her have so many similarities. They have both like eschewed the religious
Their
dogma
beliefs.
of
Yeah, yeah.
of the Jedi and the Sith respectively, and gone their own path without without that kind of religious pull or that you know uh, you know club feel to it. So
Hmm.
I think that they always had a connection that was deeper than necessarily like her and the other Jedi.
Hmm. And also, if we're getting a series after Solo, we could possibly see an Ahsoka appearance in the Maul series,
Yeah, I mean it'd be a great
depending on when it
crossover.
takes place,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'd be down for that. Do you expect, let's say, Ray Park does not come back as Maul? Do you think they would end up doing live action with Sam Witwer and just kind of do CGI head?
I think they could do it. I mean, I feel like the technology is there. I
Hmm.
mean, we all saw the you know final episode of the last season of Mandalorian. Like it is seamless.
Yeah.
Tarkin threw people off a little bit, but I loved it. I will say the new Luke Skywalker appearance did not skip a beat. It was
Yeah.
flawless. It really was flawless. So I don't know if that deep fake technology is getting that good, but I think we're at a point where say hello to any character you want because
Hmm.
it can be resurrected like that.
Is there any fights that you would want to see? Anyone that you want to see Darth Maul fight that we haven't seen yet?
Um, well, we've seen I mean, so many of like Maul and Ahsoka in
Hmm.
Rebels and Clone Wars. I don't know. I mean, I actually don't know. I don't think I do. I think I've seen pretty much everything. I would love to see an earlier Maul Obi Wan fight if that's a possibility, but
Yeah.
that would probably be my number one. What about you?
Yeah. I would love to see Vader and Maul in the Obi Wan
Yeah,
series
yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, that would
because
be great.
I think it would work really well. Obviously, we don't have any information on the Obi Wan series, but I think it would work really well with the timeline of everything going on with Obi Wan and Anakin, but also going on with Darth Maul leaving the Sith essentially,
Yeah, I mean,
but
Darth
also
Maul
Darth
just
Maul
wants.
still wanting to kill Obi Wan.
I know
Yeah.
Darth Maul is just like on a one track, like a nonstop flight to trying to kill Obi Wan Kenobi. And if he stopped because there's one person who wants to kill him more, and
Hmm.
that's the Lord of the Sith, Darth Vader. I
Hmm.
mean, that makes complete sense. And that would be amazing
Yeah.
to see, and that would be an amazing way to prove. I mean, we've seen Vader perform his abilities in only a handful of number of times.
Yeah.
And he's billed as like the best Sith ever, but we've seen him in three of the original trilogy, and he's I mean it's the original trilogy. I would love to see like
Hmm.
Prime Vader fighting Maul to kind of prove his powers.
Yeah. Just kind of in passing,
Hmm.
because obviously they both survive.
Yeah,
That's going to be the hardest part of doing a series like Darth Maul is we kind of know where these characters end up.
yeah,
Like we know how Darth Maul dies. We know how Dryden Voss dies.
Yeah.
So I think the most plausible way for Star Wars to get away with this is doing Solo 2, essentially. Moving on from everything that's already going on and kind of make it more about Kira in the Darth Maul series and the Crimson Dawn, because we have so much Darth Maul material, but I do want more.
I also think that like for the Obi Wan series, in a similar way, it will be more about like boyhood Luke, you know, who I think it's all going to be about protecting like little Luke, without
Hmm.
little Luke knowing about it. Like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think it always has to be like there always has to be a character that like lets the audience in, in terms
Hmm.
of like the stakes of it. Like, we already know what happens to these characters, as you say. Like, we have to figure out what happens to this person over here.
Yeah. Oh, so here we go. Perfect tie-in for Maul and Vader. Darth Maul tried to kill Anakin Skywalker in Episode 1
Mm-hmm.
when he was flying over him.
Anakin, duck.
And now Vader can just be like, "You tried to kill me with your ship."
In my
That's my Darth Vader voice.
least favorite planet,
Hmm. Sand.
sand. Of course, it gets everywhere.
There we go. That's how Maul's going to show up in Obi-Wan.
Perfect. I would love that.
Vader's going to call him, "Hey, so you tried to kill me 20 years ago, 30 years ago?
They end up
And I think
working
we
out
should
their
fight."
working out their differences on the phone.
Mhm.
Apology accepted.
I gotta go. Crimson Dawn's calling. And then that leads right into the Crimson Dawn series. It's great.
Who knew this unlikely bromance would lead to the Crimson Dawn criminal enterprise? But it happened, so we have to go with it.
Hmm. Any final thoughts on Maul?
Just that he is a great villain that like transcends the normal villains of Star Wars as being bad. He is much
Hmm.
more of a fully fleshed out character that has his own personal hangups, his own personal psychology. He, thanks to Dave Filoni, has become like an amazing psychological profile in the Star Wars
Hmm.
universe.
Yeah, I agree. I'm very excited for whatever we get with
Me
the
too.
Maul series.
Yeah,
It better happen.
better.
Well, listeners, viewers, whoever you are, join us next time when we dive into another character that was introduced to us in the Clone Wars, Hondo.
Hondo!
Was that Watto?
Hondo Tanaka.
Did Watto show up and he saw Hondo? That was a very good Hondo. I'm just being a jerk.
No, it is very similar. I will
It
admit.
is very similar.
Yeah.
It's also the voice of Winnie the Pooh, Jim Cummings.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, bother.
Oh, bother.
Tim, send us away.
I've been Tim. This is Dylan. And this has been the key to all of this. May the force be with you.
And also with you.
Hey.
Oh, thanks.
You said
I
thanks
was trying to beat you
yourself.
to it. Welcome yourself. Remember
go,
that from
go
2 episodes
welcome
ago?
yourself.
Bye.
Bye.